We are Alex and Megan, or as we like to call ourselves, the Slow Roamers. We live and travel in our adventure van in search of epic landscapes, delicious food, and all of the experience we can get our hands on. Hop on in and join us for the ride.
A new state, another mile, another minute. Just like the places we've left behind us, so too does it seem we have left time behind us. We are inherently bound by time, but as the days, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly, pass us by, time seems to have less meaning. We gradually work our way towards being like the place where we are, without time, timeless. The open road quiets our thoughts and lulls us into timelessness. A quiet, comfortable place where the worries of the world slide by like the water drops on a windshield. With wheels turning under us, we progress into the mountains in search of a place to call home for a short sliver of time. Well, sometimes things don't go the way you wanted them to go. And we got all the way out here and found out that the area that we wanted to go to and the hot spring are closed. We ignored the sign at the bottom of the hill because we figured, well,
Road looks good.
Road looks fine. Turns out it's actually closed. You can see the sign right over there. So I guess we gotta recalculate and figure out where the heck we're gonna go. So after some reconsideration of our situation, we're gonna do an overland route from where we are now over to the 395 and then over to the Cascade Mountains. And then we're going to attempt to make it to a bunch of hot springs that are in the Cascades as we head north towards Portland. So that's our plan and we're going to go with it. Are we really the ones who wander? Or is the wanderer the vibrantly alive landscape that surrounds us? Perhaps we just stay in place while the world turns underneath our tires. We're like insects that quietly walk atop a wild beast. We live our short lives, then pass away, and the wild beast continues on. Perhaps on this world, much like the country that we now traverse, we are only but guests. Guests given a short time to see all the wonders that we can before our time is up. This is what spurs us on, why our feet are restless and our mind yearns for what is just ahead. We know we have been given a sliver of time and we want to collect our experiences. Turns out this route is pretty epic and we're kind of loving it. It's really nice, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Ready to go to camp though.
Yeah, I know. In the scope of our lives, we know and understand that this time of travel is not forever. That as we age, our fervor for travel will abate. But it is now that we live, and it is now that we are able. So it is now that we will grasp at the time we have to go out into the world in search of experience.
Abort.
Mission aborted. So this hasn't happened to us in a long time. We've been turned around now at two different locations. It's 6 o'clock in the evening and we haven't found a place to camp yet. So we're starting to look at Overlander spots, other pins that I had, and looks like right now, as it stands, the places are either on private land or
Too high elevation.
too high elevation. Yeah, so I guess we're just gonna keep on going and see what we can find. More deer.
How many are you guys?
Like 100. Like 100.
So many. Nice white bums.
We found our camp spot. Yay. We definitely did not plan on driving that long. I think we've been driving since like 11 o'clock, so about 7 hours. Got turned around at our first spot, second spot, third spot, and finally this is where we wound up. You can see we're on this snowy ridge and there's lots of wind. I don't know if we're going to stay here tomorrow, if we're going to press on. Our plans have kind of been interrupted now that, you know, or I guess they've been pushed forward now that we missed out on that spot that we were going to originally today. So we'll see what happens. But we're both exhausted, so we're just going to eat and go to sleep. So we've done some consulting of maps this morning, and we've kind of figured out a game plan for our time here in Oregon. We're gonna head west, see if we can make it to Crater Lake, spend a bunch of days camped in the trees, and then make our way up north, slowly but surely, pop into Umpqua, and then try and get to another hot spring that exists somewhere in the Cascades. And then eventually we'll make it to Portland, where we'll visit with some friends, and then go and see Micah and Lindsay of Two Wheeled Hearts. So yeah, that's what we're gonna get to today. I think there should be some pretty good views, which I think we're all stoked for. Yes. We listened to a podcast yesterday while we were driving around, and it was a podcast on silence, and the guy that was talking is a audio entomologist or something like that. Anyway, he goes around and records sounds, and I was thinking that one thing that I love about being out here, you know, driving around, checking out really cool remote places, is that the different sounds of each place. Like right now, there's this beautiful sound of the wind going through the trees, and I would love to be able to record it. And so I was thinking yesterday, one thing that I might try doing is actually going out and getting a reasonably decent audio recorder and just start recording sounds and then put them over top of my video. So comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of that, and if you have any good suggestions for good audio recorders that aren't going to break the bank, I would really appreciate that. All right, on with the journey. definitely starting to discover Betty's limitations. If the conditions are right, there's a lot of places that she can go. But when the conditions are adverse, so you know, fairly thick mud, deep snow, she doesn't want to go nearly as far as a four-wheel drive will. That being said, we are still getting a lot of places, but we're also getting turned around a lot, which is unfortunate.
Camp spot?
I don't want to try. Let's see the big snowdrift. Like, we won't make it up through there. So certainly one thing that's going to help us in the future of our endeavors is getting that locker, and then possibly having leaf springs that don't have a 3.5-inch block and aren't totally clapped out. Because right now, as soon as we start to, you know, lose a bit of traction, we start hopping, and then that just digs holes, and it basically has us hooped really quickly. So I think we're gonna keep on looking because snow is too deep here.
Seems like it's gonna be a reverse job if we need to get out of here, sweetie.
Yep.
Do you think we should just go back now? Oh no, honey. Do you think we should just go back now? This is looking like a mud pit. Is this it?
Yeah. Okay, we are all set up. We're gonna be here for a couple days, so we want to have heat. There's lots of deadfall around here, so I'm gonna cut some deadfall up and make some firewood for us. I finally put on adequate footwear. When we left California, crossing into Baja, I got rid of some of my other boots that I brought with me because they were totally blown up. And since then, I've only had a pair of Vans and these very, very robust hiking boots that are really uncomfortable. I've been wearing a lot of those Vans, and they're not very good in any kind of situation except for skating or the beach. So, all right, let's get cutting firewood. So this stuff here I've found, I don't think it's going to be a very good candidate for what I want. Because the bark's gone, the water's actually been able to soak through. But there's a freshly fallen tree right here. It's still got bark on it, and it might be a little bit drier. Really hard to say. I think it's... Oh. So I found this dead limb that was standing straight up. Feels pretty dry. I'm gonna cut it up. Should give us enough firewood for a night. Alright, there you go. Nice little pile of wood just from one branch, and it should keep us warm for a night. Firewood delivery.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, it just started coming down outside like crazy. So I guess it's a good time to start a fire. Right, babe?
Right.
Yeah. Should we go? Now we are ready to relax with some work. And 20 minutes later, there's now beautiful sunshine. Oh, how wonderful. Yeah, thumbs up.
We don't need the fire now.
No, we definitely do. We have the wood, we're gonna burn, baby. Looks like Meg's made a pretty nice fire. Way to go.
If that ain't the cutest little one fireplace I ever darn did see. My goodness.
So, again, I've said many times that we need smell-o-vision because it smells so freaking good in here right now. Like, oh my gosh. We once posted a little short about cutting up firewood and, you know, making a fire and stuff like that. And we got totally torn apart about the fact that we called it, what was it? Harvesting and processing firewood, and the fact that we were burning pine. So we know full well that pine has tar in it, and that the tar will coat the inside of our chimney, and that we could light on fire and die. But I'm up there like every single time I set up the fire or the flue pipe. I look in the flue pipe, just make sure that it's okay, clean it out a little bit. So if you want to tell us about how we're gonna light on fire and die, save yourself some words, I guess. Yeah. Anyway.
Thanks, Alex.
Yeah, we're not dead yet. It's cool in here. Here's one of those fun little realities about living in a van during the winter when you don't have a dedicated on-demand heating system. As well, this morning Meg had to get out of the van to get to our water tanks so that she could get water into her water bottles because the water is frozen. So it's a little bit cold here. It's quite beautiful and quiet here in the mornings, which is really wonderful. So I think that's pretty much it for this video. We're just going to head to the base of Crater Lake today, camp, and then hike there tomorrow. And that'll be a whole new video. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you so much for being here. We really do appreciate you following along on our adventures. And remember, until next time, keep on roaming. Later.